we said it.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Now We've Said It. Y'all, it's me, Quisha. I'm here to talk to y'all about last week's episodes of Beverly Hills in New York. Y'all, the tea is hot. Let's get right into it. I am here alone today, as I will be most days, but it is me. It is only me. I have some rosé here. This is Crisp Rosé, and I got this from Trader Joe's. It's a 2018 limited release rosé. It was only $5, and I really liked the notes. It was like strawberries, peaches, stuff like that. I like a fruitier rosé, although I don't like a fruitier wine, but when it comes to rosé, I like it slightly on the fruitier side. I do enjoy a drier wine, but I haven't really mastered finding my favorite type of rosé yet. I'm still on the hunt, y'all. Let me know if y'all have some suggestions. I have been drinking this already. I had some while I was getting ready. You know, like Patricia on Southern Charm says, I need my dressing drink, okay? Michael, pour me my dressing drink. All right, y'all, let's get into this rosé. Y'all, the tea is hot with Housewives. Did anybody happen to catch Potomac? They dropped 2 episodes on us, y'all. I am so hyped. Did I watch both? Absolutely. I was talking about them during my live stream on my YouTube channel. If you're interested in that, I will put that information in the show notes. I go live every other Sunday. It's called Makeup and Mimosas. It's usually me doing my makeup and talking about various topics, but because of the new release of season 5 of Potomac, I had to make my last live and this one about Potomac. The last live, me and my friend Jaquana, aka Cocoa Butter Curls, we recap seasons 1 through 4 of Potomac. So if you're interested in that, I will also put that link in the description box and in the show notes. I'm going to be recapping the first 2 episodes of the new season of Potomac with my mom and my sister. We're going to be drinking and just sharing laughs and talking about it because the drama is already here, and I'm just like, when I saw the preview, I just was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a good season of Potomac, you guys. And you know we have that fight coming up with Monique and Candace, and I'm just trying to stay cool. I'm here for it all, and I'm so excited. So without further ado, let me take a sip of this wine, pull up my notes, and let's get into these recaps. Let me take a sip, y'all. I also have some Coke here when I get to New York. Coca-Cola. This is a great rosé. I mean, I'm not a rosé like expert. I'm not really a huge wine expert anyway. I just like what I like. I do have somewhat of a bougier palate when it comes to wine. So I'm actually surprised. I'm impressed by this cheap rosé, but I love it. I actually got to go get some more of this. I should have grabbed more when I was there. Let's start off with Beverly Hills. Oh my gosh. Beverly Hills, I hate that they wait until the end of the season and give us all this drama, but it's just honestly because, you know, Beverly Hills never really has all that much drama, and then for once in their pathetic lives, they have some and they make us wait like peasants. We're begging for crumbs for Beverly Hills, and they're giving it to us in literal crumbs, episode by episode, but whatever, girl. All right, so this episode is season 10, episode 13. There's no place like Rome. Okay. We get a dramatic black screen that says, like, you know, when there's black screen and text, it's serious. You gotta read? No, they're making you read. That means it's worth it. On the screen, it says 30 minutes after dinner. I was like, oh shit. So then we have 2 groups of women. You have in one room, they're in hotel room. You have in one room, you have Erica, Lisa, Kyle, Sutton, and Teddy. Then in the other room, you have Denise, Garcelle, and Dorit. I would like to be in the Dorit, Garcelle, Denise room. And can y'all bring Sutton over here to our room? Maybe Erica. I don't know, y'all. I'm going back and forth on my feelings with Erica. I just feel like Erica, she idolizes these stars when they come in, like Lisa Rinna, she was in awe. Eileen, she was in awe. Denise Richards, she was in awe. And Garcelle, she is in awe. But I feel like she is feeling some type of way about Denise, and it's just so obvious, and it's not very becoming of Erica. It doesn't look good on her, and I don't like it. But anyway, so then you have in the, in the lame room. I'm gonna go ahead and call them the lame room. In the hater room, the hateration station. You have, they're just kind of talking about it like, oh, Denise is trying to cover her tracks, and I believe it's true. I don't. They're saying they don't care that Denise slept with Brandy, which I feel like they do care about it. They're making such a big deal about it, and it's like, y'all grow up. It's 2020. People can sleep with whoever they want. They're just, I don't know, y'all. I just feel like they're out to get Denise, and I don't like it. Then you have in the other room, Dorit and Garcelle are genuinely concerned about Denise, asking her, is she okay? Asking her, where do we go from here? How do you handle this? How are you feeling about everything? Denise is just pretty much saying, I'm just gonna, it's not true. I don't know why she's lying on me. They're giving, my mother said this. I forgot exactly what she said. Something her mama said. But, y'all, I'm gonna be real honest here for a second. Y'all, I did not like Garcelle's wig. Here's the thing. I liked the wig. I didn't like that she didn't hide the demarcation where you can tell where it's a wig and where it's not. I feel like Garcelle has way too much money and access to, wig slayers and stylists and stuff. And I understand you're on your own, you're doing your own glam. But I have friends that slay wigs on their own on the regular. These are people that, aren't celebrities, regular people that make wigs like they're coming out the scalp. Give us scalp, honey. Garcelle is giving us line of demarcation. Garcelle is giving us obvious wig tease, and I'm not here for it. Baby, no ma'am, Garcelle. Step your wig game up next season. I'm giving you a pass only because it's your first season. You don't even deserve a pass right now, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. When you see it on TV, change it and move on. Make things better and move forward with your wig game, because, baby, that wig is not it. She needed to just do a little bit more blending with the wig. It was bothering me so much, and it made me feel bad because it's like, why are they letting her go on camera like this? And of course, you don't have any other black people around you to be like, baby, I can see you. You getting clocked. I'm clocking you. This is an obvious wig. She doesn't have anybody black around her to say, your wig ain't blended. If it was me, I would have been like, no ma'am. Turn around. Let's get some concealer. Foundation, powder foundation. I learned from my friends how to do it. If I know how to, I haven't. I don't wear wigs. I'm trying to dip into it, but I don't wear wigs. But I know from people that do wear wigs, I know what you got to do to make it look natural. And she clearly didn't do not one of them goddamn steps, and I don't like it. So anyway, Denise is just like, oh, I don't know why Brandy's saying these things. I do feel like Denise is lying to cover her tracks. I absolutely do. I feel like I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but I wish, like Garcelle, I wish Denise would just honestly say, here's what happened, here is how I feel, and this is the story. She's backtracking, she's definitely stumbling, she's lying a little bit, and I don't like it because I do love Denise so much, and I definitely feel like I'm on her side here, but she's got to be a little bit more honest with what's actually happening and how she actually knows Brandy. Girl, oh my God, y'all. It's just so frustrating to see. So then, so they have the two little separate powwows or whatever, and then you have the next day, Sutton is delivering rain boots that she got custom made for everybody, which I think the boots were so cute. They had their initials on them and like these black diamonds, black rain boots, super cute. And she goes to Kyle's room, and we find out that Sutton, had to bring them over in a damn suitcase. But she was like, you know what? Who cares? I can just use this suitcase to put more clothes in. It's now an empty suitcase for me to fill and put my clothes in. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'm here with you. I'm down. I feel you. That was really nice of her. Sutton is always giving the best gifts to the women. I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people don't like Sutton, y'all, but I like her. There's something about her that I like. I wish she wouldn't cry so goddamn much, but she's an emotional woman, just like me. I'm very emotional. I feel that from Sutton, but you got to be a little bit stronger when you're around this group of women. I'm emotional when I'm like around people I know. If I don't know you, you would think I'm a bitch. I'm just playing. Or do you? I don't know, child. So she's talking to Kyle, and Kyle, You can tell Kyle is so happy. She's so thrilled. She's like, yeah, you know, Brandy's gonna talk about it. The look on her face, y'all, she had this shit-eating grin across her face. Like, yes. She's so happy to be trying to, quote unquote, ruin Denise. Like, ugh. Y'all, I can't stand Kyle. The look on her face is of such pleasure when somebody you don't like is like getting their comeuppance. You can tell. Child, I don't like it, y'all, and I'm not here for it. What do y'all think? How are y'all feeling about the whole situation? Whose side are y'all on? Are y'all team Denise or are y'all team everybody else, pretty much? This is about her personal sexual life, and it's something she probably didn't want to talk about on camera, which I understand. But now that it's out here, you might as well own it. Lisa Rinna, own it. And just, speak your piece, say your truth. And shut these bitches down. Come on, Denise. You got it in you. I know you have it in you. So then we have Lisa calling Denise so that they can meet and talk about everything that's going on. And then you have Kyle calling Dorit so they can talk about their little tiff, because last episode, Dorit basically said Kyle kept cutting her off, which she did, and wouldn't let her finish her sentence. And Dorit is just, ignoring Kyle, which I would do too. I'm like Dorit when I'm mad at somebody or I'm having some sort of issues. I definitely like to take my space. I need to think about how I feel, get my thoughts together, because otherwise it's going to be a mess. I need time to think about, to get my thoughts in order. So she's ignoring Kyle. Kyle saying, Dorit isn't picking up my calls. And listen, Dorit said, I don't want to talk to you right now. Leave a message. Then we get the meeting of Lisa and Denise. Whew, y'all. I don't know how to feel about this meeting. So Denise asked Lisa, why didn't you tell me that they were gonna blindside me with this information? Why didn't you give me a heads up? Here's Lisa, which I don't agree with. Lisa said, well, they had only told me on the way over. I didn't really have enough time to tell you. Yes, the fuck you did. Denise and Garcelle were coming behind y'all. You could have just sent her a quick text like, hey, this is about to go down. Just be prepared. And Denise said that. She's like, if it was me, she was like, if it was happening to you, you would want me to do that for you, right? And Lisa pretty much was like, well, I feel like it was on Teddy to tell you, because Teddy's the one that, was told the information. I don't agree with that. If I knew something like that was about to happen to my friend, I would tell them. It doesn't matter if you have all the information or not. Tell them what you know so that they are not completely blindsided and they don't, they look like a damn asshole. Tell her hey, I heard this little bit. I don't know what's going on. Just let you know they're about to come at you with this information. I just feel like Lisa she's not being a good friend to Denise at all. And then we go on to find out Denise pretty much tells Lisa how she actually met Brandy. And then she did say that she talked to Brandy before Kyle's party, and the night before she said that she did not. So that is one lie we caught Denise in. Denise. That's one lie we caught her in. So she lied about that. And she pretty much was telling Lisa, these women are there. Brandy is telling me things about y'all too. You don't even know. I'm not even quite sure how they leave it. It's very open-ended and very unresolved. It's very unresolved, and I just wish Denise would tell the truth, especially in these places. I'm not here. Lisa Rinna is such a terrible friend. I'm not surprised though. Y'all know Lisa Rinna is all about a check. So of course she's gonna do whatever she can to throw whoever under the bus, so it just secures her place going forward. And that just sucks. So that's y'all have been friends for 20 years, bitch. I'd beat her ass. I wouldn't really, but you know what I mean, y'all. It's so heartbreaking. So then Lisa tells Denise, we are going on a couple of activities. Half of us are going to go drive Ferraris, and the other half of us are going to go shopping at Dolce & Gabbana. And, you can do whatever you want. Denise is pretty much like, no, I think I'm going to lay low. Bitch, in my head, I'm like, there is no way in hell I'm hanging out with y'all phony ass bitches who are gonna be staring me up and down and hating on me. I'm gonna go with the Ferrari girls. I would have been like, who's going on what trip so I can know which one not to go on? No, ma'am. I want to go with the Ferrari girls. So then we see Kyle on her way to go meet Dorit, and she's calling Teddy, and we find out that Teddy isn't going anywhere because, she's pregnant and, she's tired. That would have been my excuse no matter what. I could be 2 weeks pregnant, but you know what? I'm tired. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'm just so fatigued. I'm not an activities person. I'm a person that when I go on vacation, I like to relax. But I will say I like the activities that they did, both of them, to be honest. I definitely prefer one over the other, but those were my type of activities. Because I can get down with both of those, baby, period. Dorit and Kyle meet up at Tre Scagliani. Oh my gosh, y'all, when their food came, baby, let me get a bite. I love pasta. I love Italian food. Oh my gosh, I just want to go to Italy to drink wine and eat the food. I have a friend that lives out there, and I am chomping at the bit to go visit her, to use her to get food and wine. And just watching them, I always want to know. I love that they show the food. I love that they show what the women order. I'm very much here for that. I want to know what everybody's eating at all times. I'm just very nosy like that. Anytime my boyfriend tells me, oh, I'm having lunch with this and that person, I'm like, send me a picture of your food. My sister, she went to lunch. I'm like, send me a picture of your food. I don't care who y'all with. What do y'all talk about? I don't know. What did you eat? Baby, what's on the menu? That's what I'm worried about. Anyway, so Dorit and Kyle meet at the Tre Scagliani. Dorit is our Italian queen, ordering all her food in Italian. I love it. I'm so here for it, y'all. So they order the food. They order pasta and white wine. It looks gorgeous. It looks delicious. I love how Dorit is balancing both, focusing on the food and Kyle at the same time. She's multitasking. Yes, ma'am. I wouldn't have been listening to a damn word Kyle said. I would have been like, the pasta, baby, the wine. Ooh, yes. Anyway, so then they get into it. Dorit said before they met she's expecting an apology. She doesn't like how Kyle treats her, and I agree. You can definitely tell Kyle treats Dorit a little bit different. But to be honest, Kyle is only kind of nice to Teddy, Lisa, and Erica. She's not really that nice to anybody else, and it's very obvious to me anyway. I can't stand Kyle. She is such a mean girl, and she's so cliquey. I'm not down with cliquey bitches like that. I don't like that shit. So Dorit basically is like, you always cut me off before I can even finish my sentence. And literally while she's saying that, Kyle cuts her off. Before she finishes her sentence, like, bitch, what? You're not even letting me explain. I'm trying to tell you how you cut me off, and here you are cutting me off while I'm telling you that you cut me off too much. Kyle is so oblivious. She has no clue. Dorit pretty much explains that she feels like the situation with Kyle and Teddy goes way deeper than just, these past episodes. And I absolutely agree. She says, I just feel first of all, she's mad at Kyle because I think it was last season, or maybe I think it was the season before that. I think it was the season before that. She said that, Kyle didn't stand up for her when Teddy was clearly trying to embarrass Dorit. Teddy was going hard for Dorit. She was really trying to throw her under the bus and Dorit said, humiliate her. Why is Teddy a housewife? Can somebody tell me this? What does she bring? I feel like Kyle is keeping Teddy around. It's, Andy loves Kyle for whatever reason. And I feel like Kyle is part of the reason Teddy is still a housewife. If this would have been anybody else, they would have been fired by now. Kyle is doing something because Teddy is so damn boring. I can't even help it. Y'all, I don't even talk about Teddy that much in any of this recap. This is the most we're talking about Teddy. Because she's just that damn boring and who cares? Girl, bye. So then Kyle does apologize. She apologizes and they seem to move past it. And then Kyle gets extra shady as hell in her confessional. And she's like, you know what? I will try to... Oh, she was like, Dorit is definitely overreacting. No, she's not. And then she goes, I'll try my best to wait before people are done with their sentences. Their long sentences. And in Dorit's case, it's very long. Why are you being why are you doubling down on your shadiness? Like, that's the thing that makes these shows so interesting to watch, is because not only are they being phony, then they're turning around in their confessionals after the fact and they're being extra phony. So it's just, you don't care and you're not truly sorry if you're going to continue to talk about me after the fact in your confessional. You definitely don't care. And who cares about you anyway? Goodbye, Kyle. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all, I'm trying not to yell because I am in my room alone and Mike is right next to me and I feel like he can hear me and ask me what the hell is going on. But yeah, I'm just not here for Kyle. All right, y'all. Anyway, so then Dorit was like, yeah, so I was in the room with Denise till like 2:00 in the morning, and Kyle was like, what did she say? Nosy bitch. So Dorit was like, she said none of it's true. It never happened. And Dorit asked Kyle, do you think that Brandy would make this up? Does this sound like something Brandy would make up? And Kyle was like, I don't think Brandy would make this up. This doesn't seem like something Brandy would make up. And then we get a flashback to the night before when they're all in the room. I didn't realize Kyle was that damn drunk, y'all. I had to put the subtitles on. She was slurring that hard. They were like, Kyle was talking about how she got involved in that whole Joanna Cooper and Brandy drama. Y'all remember when Brandy said Joanna's the J smelled like fish. And so Joanna sued her. I don't remember the outcome of the lawsuit, but Kyle was basically saying, I don't think Brandy would get herself wrapped up in another lawsuit like that. It costs money. She's a mom. She's a single mom. Like, she wouldn't get herself wrapped up in a lawsuit like that, with Denise. And I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree that Brandy would try her best to avoid, legal fees and stuff like that. But at the same time, here's the thing. If Brandy thinks that the potential for her to get back on the show is there, she's going to take it, because listen, if you can get back on the show, that's a paycheck. You can pay for those legal fees where you supposedly, quote unquote, or allegedly maybe lied about having sex with Denise, or the fact that Denise lied, or the fact that, you made these things up, saying Denise said whatever about the ladies. I do think they had sex. I really do. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And do I think Denise said those things about the ladies? I'm on the fence. I know last episode I said no, I don't think Denise said it. But now I'm like, especially after this episode, clearly seeing Denise lie, I don't know if she said those things. And if she did, so what? It's all things everybody has already said about the ladies. Erica's cold. Yes, PK said that. Teddy lives in her dad's shoes. Or her dad's shadow. Everybody says that. Who cares? Teddy lives in everybody's shadow. She is a shadow. Teddy is a shadow. Okay, what else did she say? She don't like Kyle, clearly. Who cares? She didn't say anything bad about Garcelle. I don't think she said anything bad about Dorit either, or Sutton. So who cares? The things that they say that Denise said is not even that big of a deal. And then on top of that, Denise having sex with Brandy is not that big of a deal. So if I was Denise, she needs to just realize, like, baby, none of this stuff is anything, but you're making it something because you're deflecting, you're dodging, you're lying, you're making it into something. And it's just, if you just said, yeah, I slept with her, so what? Yeah, I said that about y'all, so what? And now what? Now what you gonna do? PK called Erica cold, and like Erica said later on in the episode, she moved on from it, and now they're all friends. So it's definitely stuff that can be, repaired. Denise, baby, I just want to hug you. Yeah, so anyway, so in that flashback where Kyle was explaining about she said, yeah, she told me she didn't need a lawsuit. And I said she never lied. She never said that. I'd never known to be a lie. Never knew that. A drunk Kyle is a Kyle I'm definitely here for. And that's about it. I'm not here for any other kind of Kyle. Only drunk Kyle. So then Dorit asked this question. She was like, I don't know. Dorit's a weird ass accent. Dorit was like, so does a guy leave his wife for sleeping with another woman? I don't think that happens, does it? Baby, this question was problematic, okay? Of course, people leave people all the time. He was cheating is cheating. It doesn't matter who it's with. I do understand there are some people that are out there that if your spouse has sex with someone that identifies as the same sex, that it's not cheating. I do think that happens sometimes, but for, and then you have times where it's just you have people that they see cheating as cheating. I'm definitely one of those people. If you cheat on me with a man, an unidentified gendered person, you cheated on me and you broke my heart, and I will kill you. It doesn't matter. And that's what Kyle said. She's like, if Mauricio found out I had sex with another woman, he would be furious. And I agree. It doesn't matter. Cheating is cheating. So who knows how Aaron feels about that? And again, who knows what kind of agreement they have? But I feel like Dorit asking that question was a little bit naive, if you ask me. Maybe PK doesn't care. But, So then, they squash it. Kyle apologizes. Half-assed, because like I told y'all, she was phony as hell in her confessional. But she apologizes to Dorit in the moment. They move past it. And I appreciate Dorit, because Dorit was like, you know what? We don't even have to go any further with this. It's done. It's over. Let's move past it. I like that. I don't like when people keep bringing things up, but we'll see. Y'all know Dorit does have a tendency to bring things up over and over and over. So we'll see if she actually lets that die. Here's to hoping. Then we have Garcelle going to meet Denise in her room. Again, the wig. I can't. But, so, she hugs Denise. She asks, how are you doing? And then Garcelle reveals that Denise actually helped her when she was going through her divorce with Michael. She said, Denise actually called her and told her, stay strong. Don't let the BS get to you. Like, you got this. Like, Denise was super supportive. So Garcelle was like, of course I'm going to support Denise during this. And I really love their friendship. I hope it stays like that. I feel like it's not, but I hope it does. They have such a nice friendship. It's so nice. And Garcelle tells Denise, we got to get out. So which activity are you doing? Whichever one you want to do, I'll stay with you. Like, I'll hang with you. So she says, they're going to drive the Ferraris. And that was a nice scene. They actually seem to really like each other. And Denise basically said, I love Garcelle. She's such a supportive friend and she doesn't judge me. And of course, yeah, you need that, especially on a trip like that. You're all alone in a different country and all these bitches are coming after you. You want to have at least one person in your corner so you can feel safe. I would be cussing everybody ass out. Y'all, I really would. So then we have Garcelle and Denise and Erica and Lisa Rinna driving Ferraris. I'm not a car person, so I don't really care about like expensive cars or anything like that, but they seem to have a lot of fun. Erica says something like, I love Italian. I love everything Italian. Men, cars, and food. It's very simple for me. Okay, I felt that. Sutton, Kyle, and Dorit, they meet at the Dolce & Gabbana store. I guess it's a new store according to Sutton. She said she called Mr. Dolce and told him that she was going to be in Rome. And he said, all right, well, come on by, bring some of the girls, and I'll have a private shopping experience for you. Oh my gosh, y'all. When they walked into that store and everything was just custom picked out for Sutton, and all the bags and the diamond, everything looks so beautiful. I'm not a huge, like, expensive clothing kind of person. I don't really care too much about, like, labels and stuff like that when it comes to clothes, but when you walked in that Dolce & Gabbana store, it just, everything looked amazing. I was so jealous. Then we meet Mario, who is their like VIP rep, aka like a personal shopper. He seems super nice. They're tying on like tiaras and taking pictures. It's a nice like little filler scene. Not too much happens in that scene. Then you have the ladies. Now listen, out of the two activities, I would have absolutely picked the Ferrari wine tasting one. I don't care about the Ferraris, but I care about the second half of the trip when they went to, what's the name of that place? Pagnarelli. They go there. It's like this really cute winery type of place, and it takes them 23 feet down. They're walking through all this wine, wall to wall, wine everywhere. I would have died and gone to heaven. Then they get to a table and they're seated for a wine tasting where they have all this delicious food to go to pair with the wine. I'm not a huge squid person. It's a little too chewy for me, but I would have tasted everything at the table. I actually feel bad for Denise because she said she couldn't eat a lot of the food because it had garlic in it. I'm going to go off on a quick little tangent about like food allergies and things like that. I feel like they keep mentioning Denise's garlic issue because I feel like they're going to make fun of it in a little bit. Listen, I'm in part of the 33% of people in the US that cannot eat cilantro because it tastes like dirt and soap mixed together. I feel Denise on such a deep level, but I'm so sad for her because it's garlic. Cilantro, I don't know, like, I don't know the difference. I don't know about cilantro. I just know it's nasty as fuck. And I don't like it, and I hate cilantro. I feel bad that garlic is her thing, though. I feel bad for anybody with a shellfish allergy. I love seafood, crabs, any kind of shellfish. Oh my gosh, I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad cilantro is the only thing I can't eat, because if it was something like garlic, oh my god, I would be so sad. Did y'all hear about Ariana Grande getting a late in life tomato allergy? No, ma'am. I don't like raw tomatoes, but I love anything with tomatoes. I love salsa, tomato sauce, pasta, like we were just talking about. So many things that have tomatoes. I feel so bad. And she's an Italian woman. I fate bad that you can't have Italian late in life like that, y'all. That's something crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like they're not taking Denise's garlic allergy seriously, and I'm not here for that. I take any kind of allergy seriously, y'all. It's serious out here. I don't appreciate when I order food from Postmates or order food for like Uber Eats and they don't include that cilantro is in the food. I call, I complain. I'm so upset because, like, people have allergies to this stuff. You ruined my meal. I digress. So Denise can't even really eat any of the food, and it all looks so good, y'all. I feel actually genuinely bad for her because it looked delicious. Like I said, the squid looked, I'm not a squid person, it's too chewy, but everything else looked fantastic. Then they have like an actual productive conversation. They get into the whole Aaron situation. Garcelle brought it up. She was like, Denise, how are you able to kind of like put on a brave face and be here today, smiling and laughing and stuff like that? And she's like, in my household, we grew up, apologizing and moving on from the situation. And I feel like some women in this group can't do that. As a matter of fact, I feel like they crave the chaos. Bitch, yes! I was like, Denise, absolutely. I 100% agree with you because they love it. They live for the drama. They live for the applause. And that is what it is. Especially Kyle and Teddy. Especially Kyle. Teddy's just the little lackey doing all the work and tagging along with Kyle. I feel like Kyle and Lisa Rinna love the chaos. They love it. They live for it. They smell it. They eat it. They lap it up. Lisa Rinna was surprisingly calm during this dinner or during this little like wine tasting, but I knew in the back of her head, she knew that Denise was talking about her ass, and she absolutely was. And then so Denise was like, you had an issue with Aaron, talking to Erica, and Erica was like, yeah, I don't like the way that he spoke to me and the other women. And Denise was like, well, I wasn't there for that, but I apologize on his behalf, and it's not right, and he will give you an apology in person. Y'all can talk about it and it can be squashed. And Erica is basically like, I'm not gonna hold what Aaron did, I'm not going to hold that to you. I'm not going to let the way I feel about him affect the way that I feel about you, and I'm just not going to do that. And Denise was like, I appreciate that. And they moved on, y'all. Water under the motherfucking bridge. It's just, and Garcelle said it best. She said, when we are in a smaller group like this, it's, what were her exact words? It's more civilized. And I completely agree. You have to have less mouths popping in and chiming in and giving their unwanted and unneeded and unnecessary and shady ass opinions. And I agree with what Garcelle said. It was squashed. It was over. They moved on, and that's how it should be. And I feel like if Erica had Kyle around her, or maybe even Kyle and Teddy, Erica might not be so willing to kind of just let it go. That's just my personal feeling. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that Erica would have, because she seemed a little bit more quiet when it's like the whole group, she's giving like shady ass faces, but when she's actually able to speak and say like, this is what it is, it just moves a lot better. And I'm telling y'all, Kyle, it's Kyle. Kyle's the issue. So then we get so then we flash over to the shopping activity, and it's honestly boring. You have Sutton saying that she's not going to try on any of the clothes. She's going to have stuff sent back to her room so she can try it on in private. I love that. I would love the luxury. I don't try on clothes anyway. I just buy stuff, and if it doesn't fit, I take it back. I'm not a try on clothes kind of person. I don't have the time. I don't like taking off my clothes on and off and trying on stuff. It's very exhausting. I don't find it enjoyable at all. So I'm kind of down with siding on that situation. Yeah, so then you have them having that. It was lame. And then you cut back to the ladies at the winery, and Garcelle, once they resolve everything, Garcelle was like, I have a confession to make. And they try to make it seem all serious, but she was like, I'm tipsy. And Erica's like, you know what, bitch, me too. And I was like, that is so cute. They have a nice little camaraderie. It's just it was a good day for both activities. But y'all, I want to be at the wine one. Put me where the wine is, okay? Erica's like, bitch, I'm lit. So everybody gets back to the hotel. Then we have the scene of everybody getting ready, and Doree's getting ready with her team and there's like a whole squad around her. So many people, at least 4 people around Doree getting her ready in this 90s Chanel or whatever she was wearing realness. Then you have Erica coming out dressed exactly like Doree, but you don't see that yet. You see Erica come out first. She looked great. Everybody's like, oh, it's a pinup girl. She looks beautiful. Her makeup wasn't all that for me, especially her eye makeup. It looked a little sloppy in my opinion. That's just me. And then you have Doree. I feel like her lips should have been less gray on the nude and more of a peachy nude. But again, that's me. If y'all don't know, I'm going to let y'all know right now. I have a makeup channel on YouTube. I do makeup and I do makeup reviews and stuff like that. So I'm definitely here, and I pay a lot of attention to makeup and stuff like that. Or even like an orangey nude because of the gold in her outfit. It would have just made it really pop. Anyway, so the ladies are waiting for Dorit. Everybody's downstairs. Erica's heels look like she's walking on actual nails. They are so damn spiky. I don't know how she didn't break the tile in the hotel, how they didn't, charge her for her spiky ass heels. She was literally walking on actual, spikes. It was crazy. Kudos to you, girl, because it ain't me. I couldn't do it. I'm at an age now. Why am I saying that? She's older than me and she's walking in those heels, but I'm at an age and a point in my life where I'm only wearing heels when it's absolutely necessary. I can't do it, y'all, no more. I used to be an everyday heel type of girl. No more, no ma'am. Tell me the situation so I can dress appropriately. Baby, I need the breakdown, all right? So they're all waiting for Dorit, and they're like, oh, she better look good. It better be worth it. It better be worth it. Before she comes out, she's like asking the producer, is everybody downstairs? He's like, yeah. She's like, everybody? He's like, yeah. She's like, everybody? He's like, yes. She's like, oh, shit. I feel like you never want to be the last one, but in Doree's case, I know she wanted to be last. I don't think she wanted to be super late like that though, but she was, and everybody's downstairs. They're like, oh, I hope it's worth it. Kyle is seething. Y'all know Kyle is hating. She's already mad about the ladies having glam, and she even said it. She's like, if I find out that Dorit, the reason Dorit is late is because she was upstairs taking selfies in her room, I'm going to be so mad. That was exactly the case. But when Dorit finally came down, I think it was Garcelle, because they were like, it better be worth it. I think it was Garcelle that was like, I don't know if it's worth it. I was like, bitch, petty. It was absolutely worth it. Dorit looked the best out of everyone, in my opinion. Like I said, I have my issues with her lipstick, but that's it. I loved the gold on the heels. I loved her leggings. I loved her jacket with the belt. I loved everything. I loved the hair, both her and Erica's. Definitely very 90s, dynasty, very much soap opera, big hair. I loved it. I feel like Erica might be feeling some type of way. Dorit is showing Erica up, in all aspects of the fashion glam thing, and that used to be Erica's thing. Dorit is taking it to another level, and Dorit didn't do that when she first came on. She looked glam and stuff, but she wasn't really giving us looks like this. She is showing up Erica in every way. Erica seems to be being gracious and falling back, but I think in her head she's like, no ma'am. She's probably, I gotta bring it next time. I feel it. I can feel the tension. I can feel the competition. And I love it. I know some people say they don't like that it's all become about looks and fashion. But I like it. I like the looks. I like the fashion. I love the outfits. I do kind of like it more. I do like the old school housewives where it wasn't really all about that. But listen, they are housewives. We love looking at their fancy cars and houses. So why aren't we as interested looking at their fancy outfits and hair and stuff? Somebody tell me. So Denise says that she tried to get out of the dinner. She said she tried to get the hell out of there and change her flight, but she couldn't. So she had to go to the dinner. I feel Denise. I feel Denise. I really do. You really want to avoid awkward situations like that at all costs, and she just could not. So they finally sit down for dinner. Denise was just like, I gotta get out of here. She's like, I respect these women. She's like, well, most of these women. Agreed. They sit down for dinner and they start ordering drinks and they're discussing what they want to eat. And Kyle says she wants to order bread, but she can't because she probably needs to lose a few pounds. And Sutton's like, yeah, me too. My clothes don't really fit anymore. And then she talks about her meltdown that she had at the Dolce & Gabbana store, which we didn't get to see. We only got to see it in a flashback. And she just broke down because she didn't want to try on the clothes. And I definitely feel like the cameras had a lot to do with it. I think that added a little bit of pressure. She probably didn't like trying on clothes and stuff in front of people before, but I think with the cameras there, it made it even more awkward for her. And she cried, and I don't blame her for that. Who was it? I was listening to some podcast. Oh, I can't remember who it was, y'all. I want to credit the right person. I feel like it was Ray Sani, but somebody said something about Sutton having a Humpty Dumpty body where she's skinny at the limbs and just like round at the body part. And I was like, oh my God. I felt that and I see it and I feel Sutton's displeasure with how her body looks and the stuff like that. I mean, I understand we all have body issues and stuff like that. I don't know that I would be comfortable coming out trying on clothes in front of people, or especially cameras for that matter. Like I said, I don't like trying on clothes, so I don't like none of that shit. So they're getting into the dinner and Erica tells everybody, she tells the group that her and Denise kind of resolved their issues and that Denise was going to have Aaron apologize to everybody in person. Teddy is not listening to it. She is not here for it. She doesn't believe it. I kind of agree with her because, I feel like Denise is just trying to smooth things over because, I don't blame Denise either, trying to smooth things over for the time being. These people are like coming at you in your face. What are you supposed to tell them about your husband? Like, I don't know, girl, it's not me. I don't like when people hold the spouse accountable for the other person's actions. That is a totally different person. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be with somebody that does that, but at the same time, you can't control what the other person is going to do, and that this has nothing to do with Denise, I don't think. I mean, Aaron's definitely an asshole on his own. Denise was just like, I feel unwelcomed at times by this group, and it's true. The way they treat her is crazy. So then that's when Garcelle says, I want Denise to say exactly how she feels and what went down so that we can help her. I agree. Like, Denise just needs to come forward and say, just be real, be honest, Denise, please. So then Sutton reveals that she had heard, a few months back that Denise slept with Brandy. Here's Lisa Rinna trying to be so petty. Sutton was like, I told the smaller group that I heard this a few months back. And here's Lisa Rinna. So did you go back and tell Denise that you told us that information, or did you tell Denise that you had that information? And Sutton was like, I absolutely did. That's where Lisa Rinna was trying to catch Sutton, like talking about Denise without going to Denise. And Sutton was like, no, I did go to Denise. Now, bitch, what? Now what? And who said it? Absolutely. She was like, I absolutely did. And shut Lisa right on down because Lisa is really trying to stir it up and, create drama. I don't blame her for doing that, but it's like, come on, calm down. It's not that serious. Teddy basically said to Denise, I don't really know you all that well and I don't really know Brandy all that well. I'm only talking in reference to what was said about me. Teddy is so focused on people thinking she's living in her dad's shadow that she is like, I don't know. I'm not the child of a famous person, so I don't know what it's like living in the shadow of a famous person, but I would like to think it wouldn't bother me that much. Teddy is so bothered, and you can definitely tell this is something she's heard throughout her life, and she's just like trying to take a stand, and I feel like she feels because she has this group behind her, aka Kyle, that she can go ahead and say it and take it out on Denise. Like, girl, Nobody cares about you being in your dad's shadow. If we being real, why do you think you're on this show? Your dad? You're on the show because you're John Mellencamp's daughter, girl. Come on, Teddy. And so that's when Denise breaks it down exactly how she knows Brandy and their interactions and all that. And she was just like, I was introduced to Brandy by like a manager or something, and she really wanted to meet me. So I said, cool. We met for drinks, and that's the scene that we saw last season with them meeting for drinks. They did seem to really hit it off. They seemed like they liked each other. It seemed really nice. And then Denise was just like, yeah, from there, she flew up while I was filming to, record a podcast. And I think she might have stayed overnight. And then Denise says that she did talk to Brandy before Kyle's party. So that's where we definitely catch her in the lie. And then Denise goes on to say that Brandy told her all kinds of tea about the women. She said that Brandy said things that were happening, I'm assuming during recording, that nobody else would know about, and Brandy knew them. Brandy knew inside things. So Denise was like, basically, there's somebody feeding Brandy this information. Who do I think it is? Kyle. I think it's Kyle. I do. And she was like, so she clearly knows what's going on, and she's just, trying to get attention and trying to stir things up. And I agree, but I don't disagree that those things happen, but I agree that Brandy's, trying to weasel her way back onto the show, and Kyle is definitely gonna do what she can to throw Denise under the bus. So I do feel like Kyle has a hand in all of this. That's how I feel, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Denise was like, yeah, Brandy said a lot of things about you guys that I will not repeat. And Eric was like, listen, bitch, if she said after the things that she's done to you, you might as well go ahead and come out and say it. So all the ladies are kind of like trying to push Denise to say it. She's like, I will not say it, but I will say that she's told me that not only has she had sex with every woman she's come in contact with, but she's had sex with some of y'all too. So now what? So then they get into this whole thing. Lisa Rinna's like, I don't believe that. That is not true. Kyle was like, she could only be talking about me or you, because Brandy was a housewife when Lisa and Kyle were around. So they were like, she could only be talking about us because she wasn't around with nobody else. And I do think Denise is lying about that. I do feel like she's trying to like throw them off the scent or whatever. And I agreed. I just feel like Denise is really just trying to save herself. I feel bad for her. I really do. I cannot wait for this reunion. But again, like I said in the last episode, I feel like they put the kibosh on a lot of stuff because it seems like Denise got lawyers involved. And yeah, so the episode pretty much ends with them not really believing Denise. I don't really believe Denise either. I don't think that Brandy said that she had... Oh, maybe she did, y'all. It definitely sounds like something Brandy would say. I don't think she said she had sex with Lisa Rinna. I'll say that. I feel like maybe she said she had sex with like one of the older housewives or something like that. One of them old school bitches. But that's pretty much where the episode wraps up. So we get the preview for the next episode. And we see Denise and Lisa Rinna having another conversation where basically Denise tells Lisa Rinna, like, listen, I don't feel like you're being a good friend. And it looks like Lisa Rinna is crying. So I'm excited to see that conversation because I feel like Lisa Rinna definitely needs to be called out. She is not being any type of friend to Denise. Not one. She's not being a friend at all. To be knowing somebody for 20 years and to be treating them like that is pretty fucking crazy, if you ask me. It's insane. And then it also looks like Denise is leaving. Like Denise like walks off. She's like, this is the worst trip I've ever been on in my entire life, and I'm gone. So that's the preview that we get for next episode, y'all. So that is Beverly Hills. What do y'all think about it? Please let me know. It was a good episode. I feel like a lot of it could have been cut out, but for the most part, it was a pretty good episode, y'all. So with that being said, let's move on to New York. Housewives of New York, season 12, episode 17, which is called Back on the Hump. This was a great episode also. I do feel like there was some filler in here, but for the most part, it was a pretty good episode. Not the best, but it was pretty good. So we pick back up. They're still on night one, but it's the end of the night. You have Sonia sitting up at the bar wasted. She's talking to Leanne and she's like, did you do that? Did you do that? And she's talking about, did Leah lift up her skirt or lift up her dress like Ramona said? And Leah was like, I did not do that. So he's like, you shouldn't be doing that around married people. She's like, I didn't do that. You think I lifted up my dress? I did not do that. Sonia doesn't even know what's going on. She is all over the place. So Dorinda takes her to bed. Dorinda puts her to bed, and her drink is left on the table, her Coke and Rosé, and Luann was like, let me try this. So y'all, here for you, I have Coke to mix with my Rosé. I want to see what the hell Sonia is drinking. I have some Coca-Cola. I had to get this from my mom because, y'all, I don't drink soda, so I don't have Coke in my home. So let's pop this thing open and let's see if Sonia is onto something. Does she know something that we don't about Coke and Rosé? Let's find out, y'all. So I'm going to pour some Coke first. I don't think I'll need much. And now onto the Rosé. Ew. Y'all don't even like mixing this. This smells interesting. Alright, so here we go. Some Coke and Rosé. Let's give it a swig. I tell you what, it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. Let me add a little bit more Rosé. I feel like the Coke is overpowering it. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't taste terrible. Let me see. You guys, it's not awful. Will I ever drink this? No, because I don't drink soda, but it's not disgusting. I'm gonna actually finish this. I'm gonna give this rest of this Coke to Mike while it's still cold, so I will be right back, y'all. Hold on. I don't hate the Coke and Rosé. It's definitely an interesting mixture. I don't know what made her do this. Okay, moving on. It's whatever. I would never just drink this, but I don't hate it. I've definitely had worse tasting liquors and alcohols in my life. So, okay, Sonia, maybe she's onto something, y'all. Who knows? So, yeah, Luann tries her Coke and Rosé, and she's like, that's disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's something. This definitely tastes like something like moms drink when they're like tired of looking after the kids and they're running around and they're trying to throw stuff together. Why you wouldn't just drink the rosé alone, I don't know, but that tastes like something my grandma would drink, to be honest. So Dorinda puts Sonia to bed and she goes down to talk to Ramona. Oh my gosh, y'all, this scene. She's like down on the beach, like laying on the little like day bed or whatever, and jeez, that Sonia, she's a mess. And Ramona's like, yeah, she's a mess and you're a mess too. True tea though. True motherfucking tea. She's like, yeah, you're a mess too. And then she was like, you're also a mess. I've seen you drunk before and I've defended you and I've never said anything about it. She said something like, I took care of you and I never said anything, or, you know, you've been a drunk mess too. This is when I knew Dorinda was drunk, because she loves to put it back on other people. She's not really listening to what the other person is saying, and she's just like making sure that she's not looking like an asshole. She tells Ramona, you know, I've never called you out on it. And she says Ramona's trying to schadenfreude her. I'm so sick. Enough about the schadenfreude. I don't want to hear schadenfreude anymore. I don't even know if that's the way you use it. She's trying to schadenfreude me. I'm pretty sure that's very improper grammar, but that's what that's what Dorinda says. She doesn't like it. She says, Ramona was like, listen, I'm drinking water because they're all crazy and I don't want to be drunk like them. I don't want to be like that, so I'm going to drink water. Ramona is on a whole nother level. She's completely distanced herself from the group. She's drinking her Fiji. I feel like this episode was probably sponsored by Fiji. We see a lot of Fiji bottles in this whole episode, and I just feel like this throws me back to Fiji Water Girl. Where was she at the Oscars or the Emmys? That Fiji Water Girl. They should have had her on the beach with water trays. But you should have had her in every room, in every restaurant, holding up water trays so she can get her, you know, her time in the sun. She deserves it. And then Ramona says, y'all need to go to AA. Bitch. Telling people they need to go to AA is so crazy. And then we get a flash to Leah saying, you know, it's one thing saying to your friends, like, I think you might have a little bit of a problem or something like that. I think you have, you know, a bad relationship with alcohol. To tell somebody that they need to go to AA is a completely different thing. And I absolutely agree with that. AA is so serious. Alcoholism is very serious. I can't even say if I think these women are alcoholics. I definitely think they have an issue with alcohol. But then again, they're filming a show. pretty much Dorinda has enough of Ramona telling her that she needs to go to AA. So now Dorinda goes back up. She's talking to Leah and Luann, and she's explaining to them, what happened. Dorinda was like, she said I need to go to AA, and everybody's like, and Luann is backing up Dorinda. She goes, she's always saying you're drinking too much. And then we get a flashback of all the times Ramona is saying Dorinda's drunk, Dorinda's drunk. Listen, no tea, no shade, but Dorinda is always drunk. It's true. And Dorinda somehow hears it in her head the wrong way, and she thinks that Luann is attacking her. And then she goes after Luann. Luann goes, yeah, she's punishing you for your drinking. And Dorinda goes, yeah, and you've been to jail. Why is she coming after you? You've been to jail. You've been on probation. You're the one that didn't get the Dorinda voice. You're the one that's been, in probation with a mug shot. Not me. Not me. Ciao. Luann is like, what did I ever do to you? I'm defending you. I didn't say anything about you. And Leah was like, chill. Like, no, that's not how it is. Dorinda's like, no, Dorinda is hearing things all the wrong way. She's clearly very drunk, and she's just like not hearing anybody. Luann is like, I've had enough. I'm going to see what's going on, and I'm going to go down and talk to Ramona. Luann goes down to talk to Ramona. Ramona's like, look, Lou, I'm drinking water. I'm not like these other bitches. I'm drinking water because I don't want to be like them. Ramona is on another one, alone down by the beach. You know what I think they should have did? They should have just had a camera on Ramona, just seeing, because what was she doing down there? Was she just drinking the water, looking at the water? Or what was she doing down there alone before Luann and Dorinda came to talk to her? What was she doing in between those times? She had the one little Fiji water. We need the water girl to give her a refresher. But what was she doing in the meantime, in between time? So Luann goes down to talk to Ramona, and Ramona was basically like, Luann, I feel like we're the only two normal ones here. Bitch. These bitches are crazy. They drink too much. And so Luann was like, so Dorinda told me that you said that you think she needs to go to AA. Is that true? Luann is hoping that Ramona's like, that's not what I said. I didn't mean it like that. Ramona's like, no. AKA Nene Leaks, I said what I said. She does need to go to AA. She does drink too much. It's crazy. And then Ramona's like, Sonia too. Leah too. They all have issues. And that's why I'm drinking water, because I don't want to be like that. Ramona is on another level. She is not apologizing. She said what she said, and she is not only sticking to that, she's saying more. Then Luann was like, yeah, and then, you also said that Leah had, with the medication, and Ramona's like, yeah, she's probably, that's probably why she acting like that, because she's mixing medications and stuff. Absolutely. Like, I don't see the issue here. Ramona does not hear what she's saying. The things that she's saying could be damaging to people, especially the thing with the medication and stuff. Listen, we've all talked about how the housewives drink too much and stuff like that, but when you're talking about serious diseases like alcoholism and, mixing medications with alcohol, that's getting into a whole other, realm there. And Ramona is not seeing the things that she's saying, and she also does not give any fucks. I mean, applaud her for sticking to her guns, though. True Tina. Dorinda goes around talking about Sonia, and even, Luann for that matter. She didn't say this, but I'm thinking now, Luann for that matter. She goes around talking about people and their drinking like she also doesn't have an issue with alcohol. I feel what you're saying, and I feel you on that, because yeah, Dorinda definitely likes to think she's above it and that she doesn't also have issues with alcohol, but she's right in there with the rest of them, okay? Line them on up. Y'all are all the same. One thing that Luann and Ramona did agree on when they were having that chat was that Dorinda has anger issues. I definitely agree. I think Dorinda has something going on with anger, and it's a mix of like loneliness, a little bit of jealousy. Something is going on with Dorinda to where she is coming off so nasty this season. And it is like, Dorinda, girl, please. I really liked Dorinda when she first came on. I haven't liked Dorinda in a very long time. She just turns into an absolute monster when she drinks, and she's so nasty. It's just so sad to see. And it's a little bit upsetting. Ramona was like, I don't want to drink anymore. She's had enough. She's going to bed. Oh, wait, before that, before Luann leaves, Dorinda goes, I'm not even drunk. Do I look drunk to you? And Luann was like, no. But in her confessional, she was like, I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm not even, like, that's not even me. But you could clearly tell Dorinda was very drunk. And she kept saying, I only had 3 wine spritzers. Ma'am, what else was in the wine spritzers? Let me know. Were you taking Sonia's water pills? Girl. So you have Leah, Lou, and Dorinda sitting down there, and Dorinda said something like, oh, she's out all times of the night. Who knows what she's up to? Who knows what she's doing? My mom said that after 12 o'clock, the only thing, if people are out past 12 o'clock, the only thing they're doing is fucking and finding. I died. I have never heard fucking and finding before in my life. I've heard a lot of little, sayings and stuff, but I've never heard fucking and finding. I don't think it's 12. I thought the saying was 2 a.m., but Dorinda has a different, curfew. Her mom said 12 a.m. Apparently people are fucking and finding after midnight, so that's when the clock strikes midnight, they start fucking and finding, all right? So then that's pretty much the end of the night. Leah tries to calm Dorinda down, but clearly there's no calming down Dorinda. She really wasn't hearing anything at that point. And she's also was, blaming everybody else. So the next day, Ramona, we have a scene where Ramona and Sonia are talking, and Sonia tells Ramona, oh, I found out the reason for my crazy behavior last night. It was because I was taking these water pills, and they have I think it's called drunken sailor syndrome or some sort of sailor syndrome. Basically, it makes you like very drunk, way drunker than you actually are, elevates your drunkenness. She blamed it on her water pill, her diuretic. Ramona was like, okay, I don't know what it was, but whatever it is, like, you don't need to take that. So she threw them away. She said that was the cause of her behavior. I feel like there was definitely more than alcohol involved. I don't know if it was a water pill, y'all. It was definitely something, okay? So then Ramona tells Sonia, this was Ramona's backwards way of trying to confront Sonia. She was like, me and you had that pleasant private conversation on the beach where I told you, my feelings about Leah, and you went and told Leah, and it turned into a whole thing. And I feel like, because you said that, now me and Leah are having this issue, and I'm gonna have to pull Leah to the side. And Sonia kind of just brushed right over. She goes, yeah, you were upset. Y'all need to talk about it. I feel like if you're not absolutely direct with Sonia, she's going to hear what you say, the exact way that you say it, and that is what it is. If you're sugarcoating stuff, she's going to take that sugar, and she'll be like, okay, cool, like, you're not that upset with me. And that's how it was with her and Ramona, but I feel like that's how their friendship is, because they moved right on past it. And, Ramona was like, but if you never would have said that, then da-da-da-da. But they kind of moved right on past it and kept it pushing. And then you have another scene of Luann and Leah. They're working out, getting their fitness on, and they talk about what happened last night. Luann asked Leah, what happened after I left, and Leah was like, I basically, stood up for you, and I told Dorinda that you weren't saying it like that. You were just relaying the information. I think it got misconstrued, and Leann was like, I agree. I think Dorinda loves deflecting, which I absolutely agree. Dorinda cannot take any accountability for anything, and that definitely shows. And Luann basically says, I'm going to have to pull her to the side, and we're going to have to talk about it another time, and, privately, because, I need to check her. And I agree. Dorinda is on a tear, y'all. Dorinda's on a tear. Sonia's on a tear. Ramona's on a tear. They tearing it up. So as the ladies are having breakfast and stuff, Ramona pulls Leah to the side, and they seem to have a bit of resolve with their situation. It seems like they kind of apologize and they just move forward. So it doesn't stay that way, but I wish it did. I definitely feel like Ramona has some sort of chip on her shoulder about Leah. And I also feel like what Dorinda said later on when, Leah kind of likes to poke the bear. I definitely think that Leah kind of likes to poke at Ramona a little bit, but at the same time, they both have something against each other a little bit. I think Leah likes to call Ramona out and which I agree with. Ramona definitely has some double standards when it comes to the things that Leah can and cannot say. So, but At this point in time, they are cool. And they're talking about, riding the camels and all that kind of stuff, the things they have planned on later for the day. Dorinda is kind of like eyeing Luann, being like, okay, it doesn't seem like Luann is too upset with me. It doesn't look like she's going to bring anything up. Yeah, she doesn't bring anything up right now, but she's going to, girl. Look out. You know what Coke and Rosé kind of tastes like? I think it tastes like cherry Coke. I haven't had a cherry Coke in years, but I feel like it would taste what a cherry Coke would taste like. I did finish my Coke and Rosé. So on our way over to ride the camels, it's kind of just like, a little bit of filler. They're just talking about the dinner for the night. Dorinda's asking everybody if they're excited. Sonia doesn't know this, but they're going to surprise her. So Dorinda's talking about, like everybody got to dress like elegantly. Not elegantly, but like festive. It's going to be a festive event. So make sure you dress accordingly. Sonia doesn't know they're going to surprise her, which I think is so cute. They get to, it's called Morona Beach, but every time I have it typed in my notes, it says Ramona Beach. I can't help it. It's just so similar, but it says Morona Beach. They get there to ride the camels, and we get, of course, that flashback of Luann getting almost bucked off that camel when they went to Marrakesh. So that was early on in the earlier seasons. Of course, I watched it, y'all. Those were the classic, like, the old days of the housewives. They're just nothing that can be matched to it. I mean, I do love the current day housewives and stuff, but those earlier seasons when they really weren't anybody and they didn't have glam and stuff like that, and before all that kind of stuff, like I said earlier, I appreciate all the glam and stuff, but those classic housewives seasons, you get any franchise, any city, first 3 seasons are going to be the best of any, because they don't know who they are yet. They're getting their bearings. They're not embarrassed. I love the first few seasons of New York. It's some of the most unforgettable. Go to sleep. Satchels of gold. It's just some of the best. I'm up here and you're down here. It's just hi. All that stuff. That classic New York that I love. I don't want to get onto it. But when they showed that flashback, y'all, it just brought me back and my heart sang. But anyway, so they're getting ready to ride camels. We see Leah saying she has a camel toe. That was a cheap, cute joke or whatever. We see Ramona and Sonia. They're kind of like undressing a little bit. And Sonia says to Ramona, I told you, no more macrame. Ramona loves a macrame. She loves a macrame dress. She loves a macrame pullover, like a little, what do you call those? Bathing suit cover. Ramona loves her macrame, and she says she's not giving it up. She had on some white macrame shorts, and I'm not going to lie. I've been known to rock a little bit of macrame here and there in my life. I might own a couple of macrame bathing suit covers. I mean, why not? I don't think I own as much macrame as Ramona, and I don't think anybody owns as much macrame as Ramona. So enough with the macrame. The ladies start getting on the camels. They ride the camels for I'm going to say about 3 feet. And Sonia starts to get bucked off a little bit. She's like, I gotta get off. I've had enough. I can't do this. Sonia gets down off the camel. Calmly, properly, they let the camel down. Leah has had enough. She's already rode a camel before. She wasn't really looking forward to it in the first place, but she went along with it because of the ladies. She jumped off the camel while the camel hadn't even, because what they do is they get down like on all fours so you can get off on and off safely. Leah jumped off that tall ass camel like a damn ninja. Listen, she stuck to her landing. She jumped up out of there. I don't blame her. So the only 2 people that were left on the camels were Luann and Dorinda. And I'm so proud of Luann for not only getting back on the camel, but for staying on that bitch. Her and Dorinda, rode the camels. And Sonia said something like, oh, they're being camel snobs. They're being so bougie. They got the best camels. Da-da-da-da. It was a cute little scene or whatever. And then we have the ladies. have lunch under this gorgeous cabana. The food looked so good. They had like some sashimi or something like that, some sort of food. I think it was I don't know, it looked like hors d'oeuvres or something, but it was served in an open bottle, like message in a bottle style. It was so cute. It looked delicious. So then Dorinda and Luann go off to have a private conversation, and y'all, this conversation made me so mad. I felt so bad for Luann because she was really, I don't know, she had to have been somewhat sober, but she wasn't listening and she wasn't trying to hear any of it. She was just didn't see her part, her wrongdoing, and any of it. And Luann was just trying to get to a common ground. Luann was just like, can we just both admit, like, there was wrong things said? And Dorinda was like, no, you said this. You said I have been known to drink a lot in the past. And Luann was like, I never said that. And Luann did not say that. Dorinda swears she did. She's like, all right, well, let's just call it truce. Let's just say we'll never talk about each other's drinking ever again. And Luann was so hurt, but she was like, fine, because she just had to get out of there because it's like talking to a brick wall. She's not going to admit anything on her part. So you kind of just have to get out of there. You know, it's a lost cause, baby. She's lost at sea. So then that's cute. They have Luann and Ramona start to like walk the beach and stuff. Leah's hanging out in the ocean. And Luann and Sonia decide to walk the beach, and they come up on this volleyball game. Y'all, Ramona is me. I'm not an athletic person. I don't like to do any kind of sport. I don't like to do competitive stuff like that. I get so nervous and I'm so uncoordinated. So it's just like, I don't like doing anything like that. Watching Luann, she goes, oh, can I get in on this game? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Luann joins this game and proceeds to fuck up their volleyball game. Whoever team she's on, I'm sure they lost. She's hitting all net. She's falling over. It's so embarrassing. I don't think she got one ball over the net, or at least they didn't show it. Luann. So she ruins their game, and they just walk off. I wonder what those people were thinking. Like, what happened afterwards? What did they say? They're probably like, who the fuck was that, and what just happened to us? Who was this tornado that came through on our volleyball game, ruined every serve, and just dipped out? So then we make it to the dinner, and it's so cute. Sonia's like, oh, what's going on? They're like, oh, surprise. They surprised Ramona for her birthday celebration, which I really appreciate because, like they said, Sonia really deserves this. Ramona usually takes away the birthday shine from them, and they just made this just for Sonia, which I feel like they did this. I feel like they did this a season before, where they just kind of made it just for Sonia, and I really appreciate that because, you know, Sonia deserves her own special attention too, and she was just loving every minute of it. It was so cute. They had this tiny man, the cutest little man came through. He had a bottle of tequila balanced on his head with other drinks in his hand. So he served the ladies, and then Luann starts dancing with him, and I swear to God, y'all, he came like up to her boobs. He was so tiny and cute. And Leah goes, he comes up to her pussy. He's pussy length. They have a mariachi band, the whole deal. It is so nice. It was so sweet what they did for Sonia. Sonia threw some shade at Ramona. She was like, you know, I don't need 50 friends to celebrate my birthday. Maybe Ramona should take some notes. And I feel like Ramona should. I mean, Ramona cannot have that close of a relationship with all those 50 bitches. I just don't believe it, and I refuse, and I agree. And girl, no ma'am. Ooh, y'all. Then we get some, what do you want to call this? Racial profiling? Racially insensitive comments? Leah sees two guys at the bar, and she goes, oh, they remind me of Pablo Escobar. Then they get on talk about how they might be criminals and stuff like that. It's like, what are y'all even talking about? Just because, what? Y'all are in Mexico? You think it's Pablo Escobar? And you think these are criminals? Why? I was like, this is not cool. Why are y'all saying this? Please don't. Please cease and desist this conversation because it is not appropriate, and it's actually like racist. Girl, let me take a sip. Let me move on before I go on a tangent. All I'm gonna say about that is it was inappropriate, and it was rude, and it was racist. Then we have this scene with Leah and Ramona, and they are actually having a bonding experience. They're talking about, you know, divorce, why they both feel like they don't have a partner right now, and how hard it is, you know, trying to date in these times, and how difficult it is for them. And then so Leah asks her, you know, how were you able to forgive Mario for cheating on you? Ramona just basically said she did it for Avery. She said she didn't want to hold on that hate and anger in her heart. And I really respect Ramona for doing that. It really does take a big person to do that, because it couldn't be me, girl. I'm so petty, and I'm so like, I'm like a territorial person. I'm a jealous person. I have abandonment issues. I have daddy issues. So if you leave me or cheat on me or do anything to lose my trust, I don't know that you'll ever get my trust back again, y'all. I have a really hard time with stuff like that. So I agree with Leah. You know, I commend Ramona for being able to get past that and move forward with their relationship as a family unit. They seem to be getting along fine. I believe they were quarantined together for a certain amount of time. Mario's living his best Florida life. You know, he out here acting a fool. Y'all live in Florida, and I imagine he lives somewhere on a beach. And let me tell y'all something about beach life in Florida. That's a whole other different type of living. They don't live by normal standards. They don't have, it's a permanent vacation, Florida beach life. It's a whole different type of a life. I've lived that life before. I almost lost my job trying to live that Florida beach life. You definitely have to have a lot of money and be semi-retired to be fully living that Florida beach life. And to know that Mario lives in Florida full time, it tells me all I need to know about him. As a Floridian, I'm judging hard. He's out here living it up, y'all. I promise you, he ain't hearing for none. All right, let me move on. So then Leah and Ramona, you know, they bond over, you know, making the best choices for their daughters and things like that. Talking about, you know, why they do the things that they do. It's all for, you know, keeping that strong family unit. You can see Leah doing that with her ex and, you know, her baby daddy, keeping it together. Ramona's doing it with Avery and Mario. So I think it's very cute. I really love that. It's really good to see. It's really nice to see. So meanwhile, while Leah and Ramona are having this like heartfelt bonding one-on-one conversation, there's in the background, he's doing like, it looks like Chili's fajitas. You know how they do the fajitas with the flames in the back, but there's like literal flames going on behind them. I don't know what he's cooking up, but I definitely want to bite. Then we have Luann and Dorinda. They go in the bathroom and they get ready, and then they walk out and they put on a mini cabaret show. I've heard Luann say cabaret a couple of times in this episode. She mentioned it when the little guy came out the first time. She was, oh, I need to have him in my cabaret show. Girl, get off the cabaret. But anyway, they threw a mini cabaret for Sonia's birthday. Luann came out in huskily saying, happy birthday to Sonia. And then Dorinda came out in a questionable outfit. It's very Houdini-esque. Why did she need that on her head? I don't know. It didn't seem necessary for the outfit, but it was there. She had a giant fake boob chest plate on, which I don't find very funny, but I guess it could be somewhat entertaining to some people. Sonia rubbed her face in Dorinda's fake chest plate boobs. That was cute. It was a really cute scene. I think that's pretty... Oh my gosh. And then we kind of move on, and then we get this scene of Leah's talking about how she might give herself intentional diarrhea by drinking the water in Mexico from the tap because she wants to get a colonic. That bothered me on so many levels, because I know why she's saying that. She's trying to like be a little skinnier and a little bit more like in shape or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like lose a little bit more water weight. And Leah is already so thin. She has such a nice body, but you know, the things we do to stay forever thin. And so Sonia's like, don't do that, or if you do, we have diapers. I bring diapers with me, which is very sad. But, you know, she says she travels with diapers, if that's what you feel you need. Leah says something like, oh, I know Ramona doesn't need diapers because her pussy's tight. And then they did a flashback to when Sonia said, not even Leah, Sonia said, oh, Ramona, you have such a flat pussy. I have such a chubby pussy. Ramona seemed okay with that. but she didn't like it when it came out of Leah. When Leah said that, she flew up. She jumped up. She got out. She leaped up from out of the table, and she walked away. Like, oh my God, you're talking about saying the pussy? Like, girl. Here's the thing. Again, when Sonia said the thing about Ramona having a non-chubby pussy, it was just them. When Leah talked about Ramona having a tight pussy, they were at dinner in a public space. I feel like Leah's doing herself a disservice by always doing these things in public. I want Leah to try it when they're just in private, and then maybe we can see if it really bothers Ramona. You know what I mean? Because it really only seems to bother Ramona when they're like in public settings. So that's where I'm having a little bit of issue with Leah. And again, I do feel like Leah is just trying to rattle Ramona up and kind of get at her a little bit, and Ramona's definitely taking the bait. She walked out. She storms out. Leah walked after Ramona to try to be like, why are you so mad at me? Why you treat me like this? And Ramona's like, I don't do this. I don't talk about these things, okay? I'm a good Catholic girl, all right? I don't like talking about this kind of stuff. And Leah's like, yes, you do, bitch. You're turtle time. Bitch, we got a turtle time reference.
Turtle time. Bethany, can you do turtle time for 15 minutes?
Y'all don't turtle time. All right, turtle time. She brought the turtle time, which I really appreciated, which also lets you know Leah is not only a housewife, but she's also a motherfucking fan, bitch. You know about turtle time, you're in with us, okay? You talking turtle time? Nah, that's inside knowledge. So Leah heads back inside and she sits down, with the rest of the group. Eventually, Ramona comes out. Oh, we see the adorable tiny man. He comes out with 4 or 5 margaritas, giant ass margaritas stacked on top of his head. Baby, he's meant for the runway. He better work. He is walking the runway. He is very balanced. He is very poised. He's serving. He's serving and he's serving margaritas. He has the margaritas on his head, which I thought was so cool. So they take pictures with him. It's very cute. And then Ramona decides to join the rest of the group, and she whispers, she goes and she gives Leah a hug, and she whispers in her ear, like, we'll talk about this tomorrow, trying to smooth things over. And Ramona says, I'm just trying to like cater to her and just, trying to give her a little attention and, letting her know everything's okay. You kind of have to like cater to her a little bit. And so they sit down and they're like, oh, Ramona, like, you didn't really eat your food or whatever. And Ramona's like, oh yeah, I heard like it's spicy. I really don't like spicy. And here's Leah. She knew what she was doing, because she first said, when she sat back down at the table before Ramona came, she was like, okay, y'all, I'm done with the sex talk. I don't like offending Ramona. I don't want to do it. And she sat down. As soon as Ramona sat down, she goes, I don't like spicy. Leah said something like, oh, but you like spicy dicks, or you don't like spicy dicks? Something about spicy dicks. And Ramona's like, she freaks out again. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, y'all. I thought it was a cute episode. I definitely feel like it was a filler episode. I feel like the next episode is where all the drama really happens. So in the preview, what we see is, I believe it's Luann and Leah walking on the beach, and they see 2 cute guys. Then we see, looks like one of the guys made it back because Leah's making out with one of the guys. The lady's talking about confronting Dorinda, and then we see a scene of Dorinda and Ramona crying, like confronting each other, but the whole group's there. But it seems like Dorinda and Ramona are the most 2 riled up, y'all. So I feel like the next episode, we're gonna get some good drama. Y'all, please stay tuned for that. So that is it, y'all. Please let me know what you thought about these 2 episodes. Please give me your opinions. I'm always here to listen to them. My contact information is in the show notes and in the description box down below. Please let me know your thoughts. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave me some comments and some feedback. I really appreciate it. So y'all, that wraps up this episode of Now We've Said It. I will see y'all next week. Bye.
But now we said it.